There's a place in the Atlantic Ocean where reality seems to bend, where ships vanish without a trace, where planes disappear from the sky, and where navigational tools suddenly fail. For centuries, mariners and aviators alike have whispered about this dangerous and mysterious stretch of ocean. They call it the Bermuda Triangle. Located between Miami, Florida, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the island of Bermuda, this enigmatic triangle has gained global notoriety. Hundreds of vessels and aircraft have reportedly vanished under circumstances that defy logic. But is this simply a coincidence? Or is something more sinister at play? Today, we take a deep dive into the real history, chilling disappearances, and scientific inquiries that surround the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. Prepare yourself for a journey through one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. The Bermuda Triangle spans over 500,000 square miles of open ocean. It's one of the busiest maritime and flight corridors on the planet. Thousands of ships and aircraft traverse this space every year, most without incident. And yet, a disproportionate number of tragedies seem to unfold within its invisible borders. From ghost ships to vanishing aircraft, the Bermuda Triangle has developed a reputation for the inexplicable. Skeptics argue that these incidents are due to natural causes, human error, or mechanical failure. Others claim supernatural forces, extraterrestrial involvement, or remnants of lost civilizations. But regardless of where you stand, the fact remains. The Bermuda Triangle holds a unique place in the human imagination. One of the most infamous incidents occurred on December 5, 1945. 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers, collectively known as Flight 19, embarked on a routine training mission over the Atlantic. The mission should have been straightforward. The weather was fair, and all pilots were well trained. But roughly 90 minutes into flight, radio communications grew erratic. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, reported compass malfunctions and expressed confusion about their location. In his final transmissions, Taylor stated, "We are entering white water. Nothing seems right. We can't be sure of any direction. Everything is wrong. We can't make out anything." As darkness fell and fuel dwindled, contact with Flight 19 ceased. The Navy dispatched a rescue plane, a Martin Mariner with 13 crew members, to locate the missing aircraft. That plane also vanished without a trace. No wreckage, no survivors, no explanation. The disappearance of Flight 19 and the rescue craft captured the nation's attention. It sparked one of the largest peacetime search efforts in U.S. Navy history. Yet nothing was ever found. The oceans are vast and dangerous, but certain disappearances within the Bermuda Triangle stand out for their sheer strangeness and scale. The USS Cyclops, March 1918, a massive Navy cargo ship carrying over 300 people and a full load of manganese, ore, disappeared en route from Barbados to Baltimore. The weather was reported to be calm. No SOS was sent. Despite an extensive search, not a single piece of debris was found. President Woodrow Wilson famously said, "Only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship." The Carroll A. During January 1921, this 5-masted schooner was found abandoned off the coast of North Carolina. The ship appeared intact, with meals prepared in the galley and personal effects left behind. The crew, however, had vanished. Lifeboats were missing, but no trace of the crew was ever discovered. It had passed through the Bermuda Triangle shortly before. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen, February 1963, carrying molten sulfur and a crew of 39. This tanker disappeared near the southern edge of the triangle. The last communication was routine. Afterward, the vessel was never heard from again. A few life preservers and debris were later found, but no bodies or major wreckage ever surfaced. The Ellen Austin, 1881, the crew of this American schooner, encountered a derelict ship adrift in the triangle. They placed a salvage crew aboard to tow it to port. During a sudden squall, the two vessels became separated. The derelict was later found, again adrift and again deserted. The salvage crew had disappeared. These maritime mysteries are just a few of the many that lend credence to the idea that something unusual may be at work in the Bermuda Triangle. The term Bermuda Triangle was first coined in 1964 by author Vincent Gaddis in a magazine article titled The Deadly Bermuda Triangle. But it was Charles Berlitz's 1974 book, The Bermuda Triangle, that catapulted the concept into mainstream consciousness. Berlitz proposed bold and speculative ideas, including theories that the region was home to Atlantis or that extraterrestrials used it as a portal. Though his work lacked scientific rigor, it captured the public imagination. The media seized on the phenomenon. Documentaries, films, and television specials followed. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle was born, and with it, the blending of real-life tragedies and mythological speculation. It became one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. While the stories are captivating, science offers plausible explanations for many of the disappearances. 1. Magnetic anomalies of Bermuda Triangle lies in an area where true north and magnetic north align unusually. Compasses can become unreliable, especially before the advent of GPS navigational errors may have led ships and aircraft off course. 2. Rogue waves. These are massive, spontaneous waves that can exceed 100 feet in height. They are capable of breaking apart even large vessels. Recent satellite data confirms that such waves are more common than previously thought and could explain sudden disappearances. 3. Methane gas hydrates. Large deposits of methane gas lie beneath the seafloor in this region. If released suddenly, the gas could reduce the water's density, causing ships to sink without warning. This phenomenon has been demonstrated in laboratory conditions, though direct evidence in the triangle is lacking. 4. Violent weather. Tropical storms and hurricanes frequently pass through the triangle. Sudden squalls can lead to disasters, particularly for vessels caught off guard. 5. Human error. Many accidents in the triangle can be attributed to inexperienced crews, equipment failure, fatigue, and poor decision-making under stress. The high volume of traffic in the area also means more accidents, statistically speaking. Though these explanations do not resolve every case, they provide a rational framework for interpreting many of the events that have occurred. The allure of the mysterious has often overshadowed the truth. Many of the stories associated with the Bermuda Triangle have been sensationalized, misrepresented, or outright fabricated. Investigations have revealed that some of the vessels and planes listed as vanished were actually lost outside the triangle. Others were found later, or had clear weather-related explanations. In some cases, records show that ships were deliberately scuttled or experienced mechanical issues. Nonetheless, the media has played a pivotal role in cementing the Bermuda Triangle's reputation as a zone of terror. The public, hungry for intrigue, has often accepted fiction as fact. Amid the mystery and myth, it's important to remember the human cost. Every vessel and aircraft that disappeared carried people with families, dreams, and futures. The loss is not just historical, it's deeply personal. Families waited at docks and airports for loved ones who would never return. Grief turned into questions. Questions became legends. Behind each story lies heartbreak, unanswered calls, and the crushing weight of uncertainty. Even in the modern age of satellite tracking and advanced navigation, incidents still occur. El Faro, 2015, the 790-foot cargo ship, disappeared during Hurricane Joaquin. Despite the storm, the captain chose to continue through the triangle. The ship lost propulsion and sank, killing all 33 aboard. The wreckage was found at a depth of 15,000 feet, but the decision-making remains controversial. Private plane. 2017, a small aircraft traveling from Puerto Rico to Florida vanished with 4 passengers. The last radar contact was routine. No mayday. The wreckage was found later, but no definitive cause was confirmed. These modern tragedies remind us that the ocean, though charted, still holds dangers we don't fully understand. Why does the Bermuda Triangle continue to captivate us, even when science offers answers? Because we are drawn to the unexplained. We are fascinated by mystery. We seek meaning in chaos. In an era of information, the triangle remains a blank space on the psychological map, a reminder that not everything can be known, and not all stories have endings. It represents the boundary between what we understand and what lies just beyond. So, is the Bermuda Triangle a supernatural phenomenon? Probably not. Is it dangerous? Without a doubt. The ocean is powerful, unpredictable, and at times, unforgiving. The stories told within the triangle reflect our deepest fears and our wildest imaginations. But one truth endures. The legend lives on. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into mystery and history, please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay curious and stay safe. More mysteries await.